Yes, definitely.
Grudge.
Grudge. Grudge.
Grudge. Totally.
I've never been one to hold a grudge. I didn't bear any grudge against, harbor a grudge against me for.
Kinda. In the first one, it sounded more like against, and in the second one, it sounded more like against. So
I think second one is better.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Against is a little bit outdated. So it's just like with again. Yeah, let's do it again. Great job. Thank you. And what's the meaning of it? Alex, could you elaborate? Like grudge.
Well, grudge is basically a resentment. So when something is just stuck with you, some negative feeling, when you get the settling feeling.
And I loved another word you used, resentment. Yeah, feel resentful. There's also this phrase, I don't know if you know it. It means feeling resentful towards somebody, have a chip on your shoulder.
I think I've heard about it.
Chip on your shoulder. Yeah, like about something, about people treating you unfairly. Inhibitions. Yeah. So all our inhibitions or hang-ups, all the things we worry about, perks are things that are good about something. Like what are the perks of working from home? Chunk into your head, you're more likely to use it and it will sound more natural than just to say embrace an opportunity. So we're starting with figuring out the missing words from these quotes. And once you're done, you can also pick the one that hits home with you or discuss the way you understand it. Because the question is, what does this application enable us to do? So in order to really understand what you can do with it, it might help if you zoom it in and just discuss some options, which is a personalized task where the first thing you have to do is paraphrase the highlighted part. And once you're done with all of them, you can also pick a few questions to ask your partner or to answer. Remember to react to whatever it is you hear.
I'm still in the process.
Me too.
Belief, but incorrect. Like misconception, maybe?
Bias?
Yeah. And, it's a collocation, unconscious biases.
Biases.
So when we opt for certain things, not being able to explain why, unconscious. For some reason, I love dogs more than cats.
Right, it was like challenging a bit. Yeah, because you have no reasons, you have no explanations for some unconscious bias. Yeah, so that's why
sometimes just to allow themselves or their heart to feel true pleasure.
Vulnerable.
We're not sure about this one, the second one, and the last one.
I mean, respect for genuine people or vulnerable people.
May not be perfect, but at least they're not pretending to be. So they're not pretending, which means they're authentic, true to who they are.
Genuine, yeah.
Genuine, I think, yes.
Okay. Facilitate? No, facilitate, it's about teaching. It's here. A person can teach another person directly. A person can only facilitate.
I'm here trying to
or embrace another's learning.
Embrace.
Here, better to use. That's
why.
Okay. Let it go. Yes, embrace.
Yeah, and you shouldn't kind of make it get at you. So just embrace it.
Liberate yourself from the need to be right.
For me, it's really hard, basically, to shake it off. I don't know, idea of being always right.
Again, feelings, sometimes we can name it maybe like that, yes. Okay, we also need to be right, yes, and just we are really afraid of making a mistake.
Don't fully grasp the idea, unconscious bias. What's that?
Some hidden desires, or maybe it's very difficult to overcome them.
Are so deeply ingrained in our minds that we're not aware where they're coming from.
The way you're wired.
Yes.
And the meaning of this phrase, that it's really hard to understand that and
to get to the bottom of it.
Which motto did you like the most?
As I have mentioned, every person has its insecurities and some self-doubts, and if you embrace who you are, you will definitely succeed in life and you will be full of content.
My attention was not there, and maybe I was not fully there yet. But now it resonates with me a lot.
To succeed, you need to have some kind of perseverance, and as soon as you get something as soon as you achieve something. It's really important to maintain these I don't know, possessions, your achievements, your accomplishments.
You don't need to be hard on yourself.
That's the beauty of our classes, that you get to
yes. We've already discussed it. That's okay, like absolutely normal. But yes. All right, let's move on.
Yep, sure. Oops, where's my mouse?
Hard to feel true pleasure being. Oh, okay, this one.
You decided to move on. I decided to move on.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
we can finish.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Just in case, we can come back in any minute.
No, thank you. Okay, what does this application enable us to do? How?
Oh, I remember this application.
I've never used it. Is it your students or it just for self-education?
Probably that's for self-education. Yeah, that's not a platform for everyone, but probably now you can like download your lessons and organize process as you wish.
Ask a lot about where I can improve my speaking skills or like vocabulary skills. I'm more likely to use like Quizlet.
But you mentioned speaking, actually.
That's not for speaking?
It's possible. There are some kind of short phrases you need to repeat and some kind of dialogues. But
only enable us to boost our vocabulary, not to...
for vocabulary that's okay, but for conversation, if you're a lovely lady, definitely you could have a nice conversation with all guys from different countries, especially Asia.
Like our group, I won't ever like change you for anyone in the world. You're the best team ever. Really, I like our group. Like, just you strike my fancy.
He's demonizing his boss.
Demonizing his imagination, I guess, everything in his head again. Sometimes you need to let it out, all your insecurities, or like hinders as a noun.
Hindrances.
Hindrances.
Yeah, that would be a noun.
Who knows, maybe he underestimates himself, so that's why he thinks that he doesn't deserve that promotion.
I guess it may lead to some problems in the future, especially with his self-esteem as well. And
relationship
building up like relationships in the future with like his partner.
So yes, it's gonna be like unconsciously he will copy the patterns of behavior of his parents, and he will act in the same manner in his family. I think we'll have to adjust her plans now. She has to, I don't know, she has to maybe put her work on hold because she needs to take care of her child. Yes,
it's a bit ridiculous. I mean, like look at this girl like pouting her lips pretending that she might hold some grudge against her mom, but towards you that was not like it was kind of biased or not fair. Anyway, you will shake it off in the future. It's something petty. I guess it's a usual thing, like when parents punish their kids for like misbehavior.
Emotional condition actually is paid off. I guess if the child is grown in the atmosphere of constant arguments, it can cause some interpersonal problems in the future. For him to liberate himself from this all memories of his childhood, I guess.
Comparing to the negative out of this situation, because the child, I mean, can probably grasp the way on how to build a healthy relationship with this negative example of his parents. I'm telling that not because I live in like a Pawnee castle, but because I've also been in like this situation, and it taught me a lot. Of course, I had tons of insecurities, but I managed to get through and reflect on my past experience on like the traumas and the stuff that I saw.
And I agree with you that there are two sides of the coin here. The person might let it affect them and have a lot of troubles later down the road, but on the other hand, they can take it and use it to their own advantage. It will shape them into a better person later in life, because the person who's never experienced any adversity, like, can they really be, I don't know, can they really reach that level of enlightenment? I doubt it, you see?
Interesting to me are deeply traumatized, because it feels like they're far more interesting and intellectually developed. We had an amazing, fruitful discussion.
Oh, that's so good to hear. Thank you so much. But wait for it, because the class has more to offer. There are so many things to discuss. And, you know, at some point you might feel that questions are too philosophical and
Yes.
right. And you might not be prepared to have a discussion on such issues because you've never thought about it in your native language, let alone in English. So I totally get it that you might be caught off guard by the question. So I just let it go of the need to come up with something witty or smart to say. Just say whatever it is you have on your mind. The first thing that pops into your mind, go ahead and say it, because you're not going to be judged for your thoughts.